Hey Nicole, once again, I'm going to show you in this last demo one of the largest applications we've ever developed, and this is basically a completely custom system for a music prof at McMaster University. I think it's a very unique project, but basically this will hopefully illustrate the power of developing an application from scratch. This guy is basically super specific about everything he wants and the way he wants it to work. So one of the things you can do, basically, this is just a database of information about different composers, different performing groups, performers, and everything is organized in different lists. So for example, if you're looking for a particular composer, you can go to the composers area and then search for Shostakovich, which is a really famous composer apparently. He's able to upload pictures. Apparently that link is broken, but yeah, he's able to upload pictures. He can expand the information. This basically retrieves all the compositions by this particular composer. And if he's actually logged in, basically, we're going to go back to the same composer. And then now I have the option to edit this particular composer as well. So look at all the information he's able to put in. He has alternate family names, alternate given names, Latinized version of the names. So if somebody has weird characters in their names, this is the way we get around, special custom orders and things like that. A URL if there's a website for this composer, the day they were born, and so on. Countries of residence, they can add multiple countries of residence if he wants to. There's no problems, questions, references. This is really extensive. Then you get into performing groups, for example. Every performing group obviously has a set of performers associated with them across a particular timeline. So there are groups like Penderecki, and this is an autocomplete feature. For example, they can look for a particular group, and if I begin typing a name, it's gonna give me suggestions, and it basically reduces the amount of suggestions based on what I'm actually typing. But going back to Penderecki, I just chose this group because I know they have a lot of performers. So if I expand it, you can see here how these guys have quite a history. And then performers is basically just a list of all the available performers all together. Some of the neat things for the administration, the most complicated it will ever get will be with compositions. So if I want to add a composition, I can select a particular person, and it'll generate the compositions by this particular composer. In this local version, there's a little bit of mismatch with the URL, so this doesn't work. So I'm going to show you that in the actual live version. I'm not going to modify anything. I just want to show you. So back to recordings. I have to be logged in. So let me just do that again. Back to recordings. We're gonna do that again. Second forward. Okay, and now I'm logged in. So if I want to add a new recording, I can select a particular composer, like let's say Bartok Bella. So and then I'm gonna get all the recordings by this particular composer, and I can apply the same change. Say a particular group recorded a bunch of this composer's compositions. With the exact same performers and obviously the exact same performing group. So this way, he can apply the change to the recordings once, but in essence, he's adding 5 different recordings with the same information. So say their DD group did all these compositions, then I can select all the particular players that are responsible for this composition, and if it's not listed, I can say other, and a text box is generated to enter the name and so on. Then you have a particular label if you wish, so it could be like Sony, and they released it on CDs. They can have multiple of these as well. So it's a really extensive application, and this is not the end of it. Eventually, we want to revamp the image a little bit, make it compatible with mobile devices, and this is gonna be a project that's gonna be very, very long term. And I'm fortunate enough to have a client like him. He's very understanding, and obviously we're pacing ourselves because this is pretty big. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the demos and you find them helpful and sort of help you understand the differences between a custom project and one done with WordPress. There's obviously other content management systems available, but given our conversations, I think these two are probably enough for you. Having said that, WordPress can also be secure. So if you wanted if you wanted the website only to be available to people with a particular password, we can do that as well. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me.